Welcome to Why They Built It podcast, hosted by LexieAI. We bring you raw, no BS conversations with founders building tomorrow, the spark, the pivots, and the vision that refuse to die. Let's get into today's story.
Hello guys, I'm Ashish from LexieAI and welcome to LexieAI podcast. Today we have Mark from Lexie. Hello Mark.
Thanks so much for having me on the podcast.
So Lexie has just launched on LexieAI and they are getting a lot of love from the community because current the meta is privacy. And Mark has one of the founders of LexieAI who has built this. So this podcast is mainly here to address what are the plans of LexieAI in the coming future and what's the alpha there for the LexieAI and the Solana community here. So Mark, you can start with your introduction here.
Sure, yeah. Thanks again, Ashish, for having me on the podcast. So a bit about myself. I actually came from Web 2, probably about, got into crypto like 6 years ago, 2019. Before that, I was actually an accountant. I was doing finance and accounting in TradFi, but that was pretty boring. And I started investing in crypto in 2019, and I just fell in love with the space and just the technology and everything about it. So I spent the last 6 years in crypto, actively investing and building. I got into development and learning how to code and stuff like that. And so I got together with a couple of people, and we actually in the past we've built a cross-chain DEX. We built a 1-inch clone, and just like the duration of the time that I spent in the space, it just kind of like there's one gap that we found, which was privacy. And actually, so like what I do now for my day job is I work with it's a company called the Mugen DAO Advisors. So we advise like large scale projects like Aptos Network. We help with Movement Network or Movement Labs, the Movement Network token launch. We also help with Kite AI, Space and Time, and just in the duration of the last like few years in the space, what we noticed is there's an absence of good privacy tools, on-chain privacy tools. So like just for myself personally, the only time really that I use a centralized exchange is if I wanted to use it as a proxy to like where I was sending, like if I didn't want people to know my wallet balance or like what my past transaction history. And then one day I kind of thought, like, why am I using a centralized exchange? Why aren't there just better tools on chain that I can just do this without having to use a centralized exchange? And actually sort of a bit of background on Lexie, I guess, but and so Lexie itself was actually an AI agent. So started building Lexie earlier, like probably January of last year, because he kind of got into the Eliza fad, and like I was building, and I built Lexie, and then I got so Drew is one of the other co-founders. He's actually a good friend of mine. We've been friends for a couple years now. We met on. Actually, it was on a Tron project back when Sunpump was around. I'm not sure if you remember Sunpump, but we got involved in some Sunpump tokens, and we just bonded over like how poorly organized the teams were and stuff. And Drew's actually based mainly out of Colombia. Normally he's in the US right now, but normally he's based out of Medellin. And I was actually just happened to be traveling Colombia at that time, like this is a couple years ago. And ended up meeting up with him in Medellin, and we just like hit it off, became really good friends. And so anyway, when I had built Lexie in January of this year, I tapped him in and I was like, hey, I built this AI agent, kind of wanted to get his thoughts on it. And then he brought in Ian, who's one of our third co-founders. And Ian's a full stack dev. He's been coding for years. That's his background. And so we kind of just started working on this LexieAI as the AI, like an AI agent. And what we actually built was I built some like cool, like we built some custom Eliza plugins. And so one of it was the agent could actually do technical analysis. It can take the coin market cap plugin and like look at all the different cryptos and like the current prices and market caps and things like that. It's actually like, and that is actually built. But as we continue building that, and again, it came back to like just using centralized exchanges instead of being able to use an on-chain privacy tool, and like even other tools like Houdini Swap takes 5 to 6 minutes for a transaction. It's like 2%, like really expensive. And outside of that, like even like Zcash, you don't really use it because like if you want to use it EVM based, there wasn't very many options. And at the time, there was nothing on Solana at all in terms of on-chain privacy tools. Like now there's Privacy Cache, which has kind of come around after the fact, like since we started building. But we took really liked Railgun, except that the Railgun app itself is really clunky. It's like you have to download a desktop app. If anyone's used Railgun, you can probably you can relate to the pain. But you have to download a desktop app, and like it's not very user friendly. But it's open source, and so we actually started building like the privacy tool for ourselves, just because we wanted something that we could use. And so we basically took Railgun, built on top of it with a better user interface and a user experience, which is just easier and more intuitive. And so we originally built it for ourselves, and we had actually integrated it with Lexie as the AI. So we had currently how it's set up, it's only the privacy tool. But previously we actually had this really cool, so we had created this desktop user interface on browser where you can open and close the window as it's almost like as a desktop window. And we had it where you could actually also, there was a pop-up, the window would pop up where you could chat with the AI agent at the same time. So you could chat with the AI agent, and then you could also use the same transactions, which we currently have as the privacy tool. But then we started sharing it around with people, and they're like, love the privacy tool, this is really cool. The AI part's a little confusing right now, so we ended up actually stripping out the AI part for now, just to release the privacy tool product. And so that's what we brought to market. But the feedback that we got from people on the privacy was this is great. And anyone that had used Railgun before were like, wow, this is so much easier to use than Railgun. And so that's what we kind of brought to market. And that's, I guess, how Lexie evolves into the product that it is now. But yeah, so our MVP is live. You can use it currently only on BNB, Ethereum, Arbitrum, and Polygon, because that's unfortunately the only networks that Railgun currently supports. But we're working directly with the Railgun team. We're in contact with their devs, and working on adding Solana next is our priority. That's basically the next item on our roadmap.
That's great. So, what's your plan on onboarding Solana? So, yeah, you are working with Railgun, but when we were having a conversation, you shared about how you will taking this into Solana. This kind of architecture is not there in Solana currently. So what's your thesis around it? How you will be building out on Solana?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is where it gets interesting. So we actually, because we like the Railgun tech, but it is the way that Railgun had built their technology. It's not very, not just not user friendly, but there's a lot of elements that they kind of missed. Especially one is the ability to add Solana. And when we did talk with their team, we're kind of subjected to as far as they want to build and because we have to use their SDK. So what we're working on now is we have actually forked Railgun. So we took their contracts, took their code, forked it, and we've actually upgraded it. So, this is not the current version that we have live as the MVP is Railgun, but the future instance version, so it would be V2 that we're working on right now, is the forked version. And through that, we're able to have full control over the chains that are supported. We're also able to have full control over the fees, because even right now, Railgun charges 50 bips no matter what, so that's 0.5% on every transaction, and that's not even us taking money. That's just going straight to Railgun. And we actually don't want it to be that expensive. We actually want to make privacy available and easy for anyone to use, where even if you're holding and staking your token, you can maybe bring it down to zero, kind of 1 inch, right? Where if you use our product, it's 0% fees. But then what we want to do is add B2B. And this is also kind of one element that Railgun didn't foresee, was this easily add B2B, where anyone could add it to a wallet provider, a Phantom wallet or something, where you could easily turn on privacy for any user. And the way that Railgun's currently set up, it's not very easy to do that. So on this V2 that we're building, we made it specifically B2B-friendly, where you can literally just whitelist an API for like any other project or any other app can whitelist an API and then turn on or turn off privacy. So that's kind of what I guess the future of what the progression towards Solana is. We're working on V2, and as we did mention, I think to you before, but actually you had mentioned it to us that Solana currently has the Coliseum hackathon. So thanks to Ashish, we've now applied to work on the hackathon, and that's what we're going to be submitting for the hackathon is our V2.
Yeah. So SirenAI team is actively collaborating with Lexie and helping them to integrate with multiple wallets and add multi-layer liquidation bridge that we have that is called cross-fund. So as in Solana, people are very bullish on privacy. And people want to have a solution that is very easily accessible, like what Lexie Vault has done in the EVM ecosystem. We are trying to replicate the same in the Solana ecosystem, and we got a lot of love when we launched Lexie on SirenAI Launchpad. So in the coming time, you will be also seeing Lexie will be doing more and more interaction with SirenAI platform, and as the alpha is already shared by Mark, the LexieAI agent that they have built, you can soon see the LexieAI agent for easier interaction on SirenAI flows. So I would like to know more about the roadmap, Mark. What are your key KPIs that you are currently targeting in the EVM ecosystem, and what people can expect more in the EVM ecosystem also?
Yeah, absolutely. So currently what we're working on is because we want to be able to add more functionality inside of the vault itself. So, I mean, currently it's a pretty simple where you can add funds, you can receive funds, and you can send funds out all privately, but there isn't really much else you can do inside the app. So on the EVM side, what we're working on now is adding private yields. So you can earn yield privately inside your vault, then also private swaps. So looking at, it was chain, so what's the app that you had sent me was...
Crossfund.
Crossfund, right? That's the one. Yeah. So using Crossfund would be one use case for where basically enabling people to do their DeFi interactions on chain privately. So yeah, actually, I you'd sent over the docs, so I'm going to take a look through Crossfund and take a look through their developer docs. But it looks very interesting. So yeah, that's I guess what you could expect to see. And I think even as you had mentioned, like using Crossfund. We would potentially be able to support Solana in the current existing Railgun SDK. But yeah, basically being able to do anything that you want to do in DeFi in like your own private ecosystem. That's kind of the goal for at least on the EVM side currently.
Yeah. With Lexie, we are also exploring privacy investments on SirenAI. So we are trying to integrate Lexie as soon as they are live on Solana, but you will be seeing Lexie integrated on SirenAI, where if you are investing in any project, nobody knows which project you are investing in and what's in your balance. And in this way, we are trying to create more private environment for our users and our community. And the architecture and the user flow of Lexie is so easy. In the recap stream you have seen, and I have also tried personally, sending $100 from one wallet to another wallet is so easy and it's so quick without any the railgun fees is there, but yeah, it's so quick. I want you to just check out Lexie Vault platform and try it yourself. Any alpha you want to give to our community that is you are thinking would be a great for our community to know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, well, the currently the token that's trading on SirenAI, like the tokenized SAF, is super undervalued. And especially what we're coming in. So what we're looking at now is either we're going to do a virtuals launch or a launch on Fjord Foundry, and most likely it actually is going to be on Fjord, and that will do the LBP. So like obviously the market kind of determines the actual launch price. But we're expecting that to come in between like 5 and 20 million as the valuation, and the SAF token is currently trading at like sub 100k. So I mean, anyone that's holding the SAF token is gonna get like a bargain basically on what the token actually launches at. I mean, gosh, that's almost like a 200x right there if it launches at a 20 million FDV, right? So I've actually also personally scooped a bag of the Siren token trading just because I know how undervalued it is. But in terms of functionality and stuff like that, yeah, I mean, like the roadmap that we've got for Lexie is, I think, unprecedented in the privacy space. And really, our vision is to become like the 1 inch of privacy. That we want to be the market leader in privacy. We want to be able to integrate like B2B with as many wallet providers as we can, not just on EVM, but on Solana. And I think you had mentioned before, like you have some contacts at Backpack and potentially Phantom as well. So I think for the V2, when we release that, our goal would really to be trying to partner with B2B to provide privacy at the lowest cost as possible, so that everybody has that option to make their transactions and their on-chain activities private.
I wanted to share some references. When I was having a chat with Mark, he shared me. When people see 50 bips is not a big for small transaction. But for example, if an enterprise want to transfer $10 million, it's $50,000 a waste of money. So in a smaller transaction, you don't realize 50 bips. But for the enterprise, it's a big concern. $50,000 is going just for waste. So Lexie kind of architecture for enterprises has wider use case. And on enterprises, billions of dollars of transactions are moving from one wallet to another. And there Lexie has one of the biggest market, because I don't think Lexie is trying to compete in the ecosystem where a small base play is going on. Lexie is trying to cater the technology for enterprises where the big volumes are there and people wanted to save this 50 bips to 10 bips also. Even if there is 10 bips, there is a lot of cost, 5x cost save.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the vision I was very excited about when I talked with Mark regarding the same. How this will be adding price to enterprises. And for enterprises to switch from one technology to another, the delta is only 20%. And with Lexie, they are getting up to 500%. So it's a go-to platform thing. And when they will integrate with wallets like Backpack and Soulflare and Phantom, so the growth opportunity enormous.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad, like Mark is saying, addressing the fact like Lexie is currently very undervalued on the SirenAI launchpad. So if you are looking to be the part of the growth journey, so you know where to find Lexie on the SirenAI. So from this point, I will try to give a closing remark. Do you want to conclude, Mark? How do you want to conclude this podcast?
No, I just want to say thank you so much, Ashish, and for the podcast, and also to SirenAI. I really appreciate everything that since we've launched on Siren, the exposure that we've gotten and the community, like the growth in the community, and like really good community members that have joined our Telegram chat. And just like it's been phenomenal, actually. Just really, really happy, and thank you so much again for everything.
Yeah, so glad you are saying that, Mark. So Mark has specifically traveled from US to Dubai just for this podcast. So I'm glad this kind of a project shares so much of love, and the community of SirenAI is sharing so much of love on Lexie Vault. Keep following us. Please be updated with all the latest updates coming from LexieAI and also SirenAI. SirenAI is a launchpad where we help early stage project to get growth, initial seed capital. So if you are also early stage project, do let us know. And from there, I will try to close this. Thank you everyone for listening to us. This is SirenAI podcast and I am Ashish signing off. Thank you.